Damn
Hey,
it.
they dropped the ban list.
What you mean they dropped the ban list?
You haven't seen it all day?
No, I ain't seen it.
Yeah, I'm serious. They just dropped it.
I'm playing my Switch.
Well, quit playing your Switch.
Man, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Top Deck TJ here, and I'm bringing you my ban list reaction. I might be a tad bit late on, releasing it, but that's what happens when you work a 9 to 5. Unfortunately, sometimes you just might be a little bit behind, but I got some great information for you guys. I have already seen the ban list, so this is more or less like an explanation than it is a reaction, but again, that's what happens when you work a 9 to 5. And with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right on into that ban list. We have a lot to talk about, and there's a lot to be said. For the banned cards, we can see that we already have cards like Cyberstein and Diablosis on the list, but we have some other cards that are very unexpected, like Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. I was about to call it Scareclaw. A Pointer of the Red Lotus as well, and Branded Expulsion. Now, I definitely think Branded Expulsion is a hit-worthy card, but I think the cards that it pairs with also need to be hit too, like the Gimmick Puppet package. That needs to go, but nor here nor there. They kind of addressed at least Despia's. They still have the Albion fusion. They still gonna do it. But I don't think Super Heavy Samurai was warranted for an entire ban on a Link monster that... Sure, it makes it easier for the deck to play, but it doesn't make it impossible, and it definitely doesn't take it out of a top tier deck. It just slows it down and makes it just a little bit harder. It is what it is. Outside of that, I definitely think everything else was kind of warranted. I definitely think that there might have been more cards to be forbidden. I don't think anything hit here is like super drastic in the sense that it's going to be bad for the game. It just definitely is going to slow down a lot of decks. I definitely think Konami needs to address these floodgate monsters that we're seeing like Gimmick Puppet that don't entirely allow your opponent to play. That can just make it super hard and very unfun for this game. At the same time, I can see where they're trying to preemptively hit certain other things, and it could potentially be better for the meta if they had just maybe did it a tad bit different, but I definitely think that these are some very good hits. Moving on to the limited cards, I definitely think we expected Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos to come off of the list. It came off in Duel Links. It was expected to come off in the TCG. Honestly, it's a neg1 for a Reborn. It's also a neg2 for a Destruction. So it's kind of like, not a great card to even be on the list anymore. Definitely makes sense coming off. Then we see stuff like Mathmech Circular and Pearly Delicious Memory, which are honestly surprising hits. I definitely don't think that they should have probably hit Mathmech and like Pearly right away, but again, maybe Konami is just trying to preemptively hit cards so that way they know that they can have a balanced meta, and well, I definitely don't think that those decks were warranted for a hit. Then we see cards like Cyframe Gear Gamma that are limited and definitely probably shouldn't have been limited because they're only good going, well, second or if you can make Lambda. Not many decks are making Lambda that are playing the Gamma, but it's Konami. We see this card on the list every few years. It fluctuates all the time. Not really surprised. Then we have a surprising card coming off at the forbidden side in Denlong, and it's not that good of a card, which is why I don't know why it was there in the first place in recent time. I can understand for its time why it was hit, but there's like decks like Sword Soul that aren't gonna do much with it. Then next we have Kashtira Arias Heart being limited. This is quite the big hit for the deck in my eyes, because when I kaiju your only Arias Heart, you're not summoning it back. Like it's gone. What are you gonna do? Shangri Ira control? Ain't gonna be much. And lastly, on the limited side, we see Naturia's Sacred Tree being limited. And this makes a ton of sense, and this is coming from a Naturia Runic player. That card is broken. It lets you search anything out of your deck, and it allows Camila to be a 3-time Foolish and search. That's an entire +1. Like, it's too good. And for the limited side, I definitely think that's just about everything that probably should have been limited. Some of the cards not, but, nor here nor there. If you think I might be forgetting something or you think something might be different, let me know down in the comments below. For the semi-limited side, holy... This one is just insane. We are getting Herald of the Orange Light back to 2, and this makes sense with tier not running rampant and being able to basically search it for free. It makes a ton of sense. Then we're seeing Castier Unicorn be hit to 2, and as much as I think that this is an okay hit, it just bit of consistency loss in the deck, not much. Again, now they'd be playing more of a super control variant than they would a let me deck you out control variant. Then we see cards like Lightning Storm being added to the list on a semi-limited copy. Then we are seeing Lightning Storm being semi-limited. Lightning Storm being semi-limited isn't super impactful because we have cards like Triple Tactics Thrust that searches it. You could have limited it and it probably would have been the same thing. Then we are seeing Runic Fountain being semi-limited. Not the biggest hit in the world. Most Runic variants already only play 2, so thank you. Then for the biggest semi-limit on this list, the biggest, Sky Striker Engage. Holy, Engage is finally back at 2 in what feels like almost literal forever, which could be super impactful for the deck, but maybe not with cards like Spell Canceller still running around. Who knows? Only time will tell. Then we have Sprite Starter being semi-limited as well. You just probably won't open in as many games, but it does not hurt Sprite in any way, shape, or form really, because you could still search the card off of Sprite Jet and activate it. And last but not least, for the unlimited cards, we are seeing quite the amount of cards coming off of the list, and some good ones too. We're seeing Steam Cloak finally coming off the list. Black Wings can finally play. They're probably not going to play Steam Cloak, let's be real. And if they do, they're Black Wings, and Steam Cloak's not enough for them to be over the top, but it is nice to see them finally getting something back. Then we are seeing Jax Ally Birdman. I haven't seen this card off this list in literal forever, and it kind of feels nostalgic and probably really good too. It allows you to bounce a monster on your field back to your hand to be able to just summon it, and it's a level 3 tuner. Could be really good. We're seeing Samsara Lotus come off the list. I definitely think this is really good for those decks that do play it, but I don't think that they really need 3 copies. Maybe I'm wrong. I ain't really read the card too much, so I don't really know, but nor here nor there. Then we are seeing Spiral Quick Fix come off the list, and I'm not too versed in Spiral, but if I remember correctly, you guys need Master Plan, and well, Master Plan's banned, no? Lyrilusk Recital Starling coming off of the list is kind of big for Lyrilusk or Tri-Brigade players, or those decks that just so happen to play level 1, cough cough Pearly. It could be pretty big, it could be very small, it could be, you know, multiple different things. I don't know exactly how to feel about it coming off the list because I don't have much experience with the card either. Next is Draco Face Off. Draco Face Off, I don't entirely know too well either, but after reading it, I see it could very much be good for the Pendulum strategy. And by Pendulum, I mean Draco Slayer, but like, you know, we just lump up Pendulum together. Sky Striker Mecha Modules multi-roll is at 3 for the first time in, well, quite some time. This could be a very big benefit to the deck as well, but I don't think it's going to have a super huge impact as many people think initially, but it is definitely cool to see Sky Striker not only get support, but also getting support in the ban list as well. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to discuss something down in the comments below, don't hesitate. I am more than happy to talk about just about anything. If you haven't already, make sure you also hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you know when I post another video. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.